Good day and welcome back to another week of Talking Technical. And I mean, we must talk gold, 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 gold. I mean, everybody is just so excited, but on a lighter note, a few months ago, I said that I'm going to do a few crypto coins in Vosburg. I see somebody thought it was in Fochville. Well, we stayed in Fochville many years ago, but these coins was printed in Vosburg. In actual fact, I only minted 5 of them. And the problem is I sold them, and then a big auction house somewhere in Europe phoned me and said, listen, Frans, the remainder of these 5, can we maybe sell them because they are just so rare? Now, all jokes to aside, they didn't invite me. So if we look at crypto now, in a few minutes, you'll see that although everybody is just so excited about crypto and the future of it, it can also go lower. So I wonder what happened to my coins. I don't even know who bought them, and I don't know at which price, but maybe they also dropped in value. But let's get back to gold. Everybody is just so excited about gold. And one of my readers said to me this morning, I wonder who must be shot next to see if gold can go actually higher. Now, it is quite a valid point. Gold has discounted so much. The fall of fiat currencies, economies that can go broke, countries that struggles, a safe haven, whatever you can say, everybody is into gold. And yes, we're on the brink of making a new high. I'm not going to look at that intraday high. Now there's the high, and that was exactly where it touched, and that high is sitting at 5,415. Now just think about it. Yes, if you did buy gold, let's say at 3,000, that's fine, and you're sitting on a handsome profit now. It is wonderful. But just imagine the world really goes upside down, and you sit with this 10 Kruger Rands or 10 coins or 10 gold bars or whatever the case may be, and everything collapses, and you need to buy food, and you must then give away, let's say, a Kruger Rand to buy or swap a loaf of bread. It can happen, so just imagine, don't just put all your money into gold. Yes, gold is definitely a safe haven. We've seen it now. It moves up clearly to the top, but eventually it will get to a top where people will say, we're not buying it at this level, or like platinum, it's too expensive. We cannot manufacture. We saw Hyundai came out a while back and said that platinum prices are just so high now. But back to gold, the momentum is clearly to the upside. And if we do break this line of 5415, we'll probably meet this intraday high, and that high sits at 5,598. Let's make it 5,600 dollars. Now, some people talking about $6,500. I see there's even mentioning of $8,000, and then you also read that some banks or investors are actually taking out options for a gold price of between 15 and 20,000 by the end of the year. So just be a little bit nervous. I mean, those guys play with big money. They probably has got banks or investment banks behind them. You just sit with your few rand for savings, and now you want to buy something maybe right at the top. So just think about maybe something to buy it lower. Now that one stands out for me is oil. Let's have a look at Brent. Now everybody is at the moment very worried about what happened or what can happen in the Middle East. Now, we called Standard Bank oil technically on the charts a while back. We'll go and have a look at it now. But I mean, there's Brent close to $80. And if it really breaks up, the next resistance will be $82.87. And then if you really think about it, oil can easily go back to this high of $92, and only then it will maybe give us a beautiful move to the top. Now just look at where it's coming from. Oil at one day was here close to 140. I can remember it was close to 140. But look at this chart. Let's just maybe do it on a daily chart. Now, if you look at this chart, let's make it a weekly chart to just give a little bit more perspective here. This chart tells you that oil is only now starting to move. Now, imagine you look at gold on the one hand and you look at oil. Now, let's have a look at Brent oil. There's the resistance line that kept the price under pressure. So for a while, Brent was quite depressed. There's the support line. That gives us that it's a beautiful falling wedge. There's your 50-day. Let's make it a 40-week moving average so that we can see a 40-week moving average. Now, we all know that the 40-week moving average is a very valid and well-known moving average. And look what it is. This resistance or this support line now and the 40-week moving average is almost exactly at the same spot. So if I look at gold on the one side and I look at oil on the other side, the one that lags is Brent oil. So I'll rather put my money, that's personally me, rather put money into Brent oil. Reason being, it's the chart that lags. Now remember, I'm not a fundamental analyst. I haven't got that knowledge. I look at charts for giving me some direction. And if I look at two charts, I will look at the one that's right at the top already, there against the roof, and I look at one that only starts now. I personally will choose this one because I feel that one lagged a lot and it can go up. Now let's have a look at Standard Bank oil. We called it a while back, and I think if we look at oil going up maybe to $100, that some people say, look at it, same thing there. There you are. Remember, this is a weekly chart. There is the falling wedge, beautiful in place. It developed. It broke up above 21 Rand and 67 cents. And where can Standard Bank oil go to? And what I like about Standard Bank oil, it tracks the oil price in dollar, but then it gets converted into Rand. Now there you are. Remember, this is an exchange traded note. It's not a share, so it doesn't pay a dividend or anything like that. But if I look at the chart, Standard Bank oil, yes, had a one massive rally in the last week with all the conflict in the Middle East. But my target to the top will be 25 Rand 89. Let's make it 26 Rand to round it off, because that's the target of this falling wedge. And look at it, there's the 40-week moving average. It's a beautiful support. It's maybe a little bit late to buy it, but usually I say nothing goes up in a straight line, it always comes back. Look at that, nothing goes up in a straight line, it comes back. Then wait close to this line, and that line is probably very close to 21 Rand 73. That's maybe the place to get involved with Standard Bank oil. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. Now, everybody many years ago said Bitcoin is really the safe haven of the world. Everybody will run into it. And this is a weekly chart. Now, we've looked at gold. Now, gold is almost close to the top, or not close to the top. I mean, that beautiful rally can go much higher as everybody expecting. But can you remember with Bitcoin, everybody was also saying, yes, it's going to $300,000. And now, just since September till now, it dropped from 123,000 to almost 65,000. This is a clear lampole, waterfall formation. And there's no turnaround on the weekly chart. Yes, it can maybe turn around, but at the moment, there's almost no turnaround. But if I do need to find a support line, it will probably be around here. And the reason why I get that is, look at all the movement around this line. And this support only sits at 62,100. So for me, it's early days. Bitcoin did disappoint. I've never bought Bitcoin. In actual fact, I don't even know. But a lot of people are heavily invested in Bitcoin. Yes, but it can go to 62,100. And always remember, markets has the tendency to go much higher than what you think, or go lower as much as you can even think of. Even with shares, sometimes it go much lower, sometimes much higher. Let's have a look at British American Tobacco. That was a request from somebody, and I'm going to now revert back to the candlestick chart. But if you look at it, oh well, let's stick to the weekly chart here. Beautiful rally to the top, and we are on the brink of breaking this resistance line, and just shows you in this period of uncertainty, like a friend of mine said, it doesn't matter if people smoke and they like smoking, they will just smoke even more if they're under pressure. And it was like a friend of mine, he's a very clever man. I once bought British American tobacco. I was very nervous about it because I heard that some countries in the world wants to get it down. They don't want people to use as much tobacco. Then he said, don't worry, France, every day in the East, another 50 or 20,000 people starts to smoke. For the guy that's looking for British American tobacco on the brink to break to the upside, it's on 998 rand. Let's make it 1,000 rand. And if this flag formation can break to the upside, we can easily see that this stop company, remember, they are top dividend payers. They are, well, although everybody is saying tobacco is coming to an end, they've got other products that they also develop nowadays. And then British American tobacco can go up all the way to 1,148 if this flag formation plays out to the top. And where's my stop loss? My stop loss will be this 40-week moving average, and that sits at 937 rand and 15 cents. Someone also asked about windows and or gaps, as we say. Let's have a look on the daily chart quickly, then I can explain it to you. There's the daily chart. Let's go a candlestick chart, and there you are. There's a candlestick chart. Now the simple rule on windows is that while there is windows to the downside, the share usually moves up. It trades away from the window, but often we find when a window is there and it gapped up, it sometimes come back to close. Now just have a look. This window here was closed there, and this window that was open there was closed there. Now this one that developed now with the spike in the oil and the problems in the Middle East, it sits between. And to make it easy for myself, always I use the lower end of that candle, the lower shadow, and then I will use the upper shadow of the higher candle. Now that for me is the typical window. Now this window will then be between, from the top, it will be 151 rand 23 cents. The window will get almost pierced, and it will close at 147.23. So this gap can maybe close for Sasol. Yes, we've got an inverse head and shoulder. We wrote about it a while back, and we reached the conservative target. There's the inverse head and shoulder. You can see there's the left. I just want to maybe show you here. There's the left shoulder. There's the massive head. There was the right shoulder, developed long time. We've reached the easy target now of around 163, but it can play out close to 200 rand. But the question was around windows. Remember, always the share or the index usually trades away from the gap first, but when profit taking comes in, we often see that gap gets closed. Well, unfortunately, that's all we've got time for. I'm a little bit over my time. Thank you for watching the show. I really hope that you've learned something as well. And like I do, I learn every day on the charts. Visit my website www.fransdeklerk.com for more info. And as always, we'll chat again.